And one animal can show us how important memory is. Nearly 500,000 pigeons served in our 2 world wars, carrying vital messages when other forms of communication proved impossible.
In a remarkably short time, the bird returns with its message to the home loft.
From deep behind enemy lines, from downed air crews needing rescue,
Real wings have come to the aid of mechanical ones.
braving all weathers and enemy fire, these birds struggled home.
A carrier pigeon by the name of G.I. Joe saved units of the 56th London Division.
They even earned medals for their bravery.
And for all that, to some folk, he's still just a pigeon.
They may be just pigeons, but their navigating skills saved thousands of lives. But no one knew exactly how they did it. 70 years on, science is still unraveling the mystery. These pigeons are preparing for the biggest mental challenge of their lives. Four months ago, they hadn't even hatched, but today they're competitors in one of Britain's most prestigious pigeon races. They're released 200 miles from home, from a place they've never seen. But the best bird brain will find its way back in just a few hours, winning its owner a £20,000 prize. Everyone seems to have a theory on how they do it.
Some say related to the sun.
Some sort of magnet in their head, something like that. Is that it or what? We don't know.
I don't think anybody will ever know, and that is the beauty of the sport, really.
Say, I was 9-year-old when I had my first one, and I know so much about them now as I did then.
For a slightly more scientific explanation, we've enlisted the help of this man, Jeremy Davies. He raised every pigeon in the race on behalf of the owners. Jeremy teamed up with scientists from Oxford University and began to train the newly fledged chicks 12 weeks ago. And the researchers recorded the young pigeons' very first training flight.
The tracker is getting the position once every second, and it'll tell us exactly where the pigeons go on their entire flight home.
It's the first time they've had to find their way home, but from here, they can practically see where they live. It's a straight 5 miles that should take less than 10 minutes. So why, when they released one pigeon, did its route home look like this? It's clear it had no idea where it was going. It didn't fly 5 miles, it flew 40. What this proves is that navigation doesn't come naturally to pigeons. It's something they have to learn. And it's Jeremy's job to help. He can't fly the race for them, but he can give them the opportunities to learn. Over the next 12 weeks, he releases them further from home. And like a proud father, waits for their return. But has all his efforts turned those hopeless new recruits into the navigating heroes that once saved lives? With just a few days to go before the big race, there's time for one last training flight. Our experts from Oxford return to attach their GPS trackers. And Jeremy gives the birds a final once-over. Physically, they're perfect. But are they ready mentally? It's only when the data's downloaded that they'll know what, if anything, they've learned. From their launch point, home is 30 miles due south. Jeremy's pigeons confidently head off in the wrong direction. But they know what they're doing. They fly to the nearest town, follow a road and river to a roundabout, and over a campsite whose rows of caravans are visible for miles. They've used their training flights to map the area and memorize it. And with that mental map, they can follow these obvious landmarks all the way home. It's thanks to memory that these pigeons are ready for race day. When they're far from home, pigeons do have other tricks to help them. They use the sun, magnetic fields, and even smell. But in the crucial closing moments of a race, when accuracy is everything, memory helps a pigeon win a £20,000 prize. And the winner is...
Gribbles, Glen and Cooper.
Memory is what's turned the learning opportunities Jeremy gave the pigeons into real know-how.